Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger P. It's the Tier 8 German SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Abbey, and it's under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP, and its most recent submission for this week's competition for the weekend lie-in on Sunday morning. Let's see how he gets on. Well, it's a Tier 9 game with Tier 8 tanks, and he's got the big gun, the 21cm, which is the same howitzer you'll find on the Tier 10 Arty, the GW100. It's capable of doing 900 alpha and penetrating 53mm of armour and 11.4 meters on the burst radius with a stun duration of 12.5 seconds to 31. With the non-stun HE, it's 1200 alpha, 66mm of pen. Okay, he's getting ready to shoot, and he's looking for a target. Oh, what happened here? We've got a Wizzy 120 who's decided to flip himself over. He's only just been spotted. Rounds out straight away on that spot. Oh, it's a direct hit. Oh, he's probably still there on his side. Yeah, that would have reset him, so he still have to wait another 15 seconds before the flip routine cuts in and puts him right way up. In fact, it has cut in, but look at that, he's missing a huge chunk of his hit points in the way. Oh dear, that doesn't look good for him. Okay, GW Tiger P is basically an Arty that, well, Wargaming thinks might have been built with some of those Ferdinand Tiger Porsche turrets, or tanks rather, not the hulls. He built a whole load of hulls, but he thought that he got the contract, so he assumed and went ahead building them anyway, and then found out that he'd lost the contest to the Henschel design. Nice hit on the T95. Okay, the RU251 is sitting out there doing a spotting job, but if he stays in that position, he could be in trouble. Standard reload for this Arty, 44.1 seconds. He's got a reload 35.72. So that's about a 9-second drop in the reload time. The T95 Doom Turtle is coming on at quite a rate of knots. You can see he's got the 155mm main gun. He's determined to do some damage, and the RU251 is now moving up because he thinks he's unspotted. In actual fact, he's still spotted. And now he knows that because he just got hit with an RT splash for 286. Now it means that the enemy is going to come along the river road very shortly. They're going to appear at the gate to our cap area right over on grid square B8. Or really it's actually A8. But at that point they're going to meet a lot of fire, not only from the guns who are actually defending the cap, but they're also going to receive Arty fire. We're almost over here. You can see the enemy have actually pushed up on the west side as well, and this Arty is particularly effective at dealing with enemy tanks, and we can see a couple of them here on that corner. The M2Y, it's an M3Y. Well, they both took hits, and it looks like the Chrysler K and the M3Y have decided to pull back a bit. Meanwhile, the enemies arrived at the gates, and, well, the Wizzy 120 decided not to enter. Very wisely, the T95 has partially entered, but that's actually probably going to work against him. Now, I'm not sure if Talon actually does have the intuition skill. In fact, he has been spotted. And that's down to an ELC Evan 90 on the enemy team, who suddenly appeared a short distance away. Now, it means we have to change position, because if we don't, the enemy Arty is going to be lobbing a few rounds in our direction. They've got an M53, M55, but they lost their FB207. So you can see here that Talon has decided to get closer to the enemy on the west side of the map. And in fact, actually, he can lob shells over this rock here if he pulls back far enough. I think he's decided he might be a bit too far back, but no, he's got to back up a bit to get shells over that rock. Well, the enemy has now got a Borsig and a Shrek at the gates. And there's the Borsig. Okay, he's dialing in just at the moment. Either one will do. They both go bang. Oh, he splashed both of them there. That shell splashed both, stunned both. So they're going to be reluctant to come around that corner until they've got rid of the stun, either by using their first aid kit or by waiting long enough. Our GW Tigers over in the corner. The enemy have lost their Arty now. They've got no more Arty left, which means that we can stay wherever we want now, out in the open. And the only ones that we have to fear are the enemy tanks that might decide to come in our direction. They also lost their ELC, which means we're not going to get paid a visit by their lights. You can see now he's backed up a bit to get good shots. In fact, there are enemy tanks to the south that he could hit, and the IS-3 just paid the ultimate price. And you can see that standard B there is being countered at the moment. He's decided to poke up and try and find our weaknesses. That wasn't a great shot, but as you know, every week there's a competition between talon1958 and Angelina75. The winner gets the weekend line on Sunday mornings. They get a few hours extra rest and they get breakfast made for them. And Talon's a very good bacon chef. And I think his talents are going to be needed because Angelina is currently in the lead. She has a first class of bruiser and she has a Confederate as well. So unless Talon can get a better result, he's going to have to get up early tomorrow, look after their little boy Remy, and get the bacon out. Do like a bit of bacon myself. You can see our GW Tigers decided it's safer to go down this side than it is to actually remain near the cap area. And the enemy is making a concerted attack on that area. But we can shoot at the enemy even down this west side. Just as you can fire at enemy tanks that are coming up this side. Yep, the GW's decided he's going to turn and shoot at the enemy from here. I think Talon's going to drive a little bit closer to the enemy cap and shoot from the other channel. And the enemy's capping. So you really can't shoot very easily from this side. It's a little difficult. He's decided to because there's an enemy tank coming up onto the west side of the map, but no. He's spending a lot of time at the moment driving back and forth instead of shooting. There's one thing I always advise players is to keep their tubes hot. In other words, to hit as many enemy tanks as you can with as many shells as you can in as short a time as possible, because the more you hit, the more chance you've got of getting damage against as many enemy tanks as you can to get a Confederate. And also the chances are the more shells you get out, the more stun assists you might get as well. Okay, he's waiting for one of the Borsigs to come around that corner. And he'll give him what for if he does. Here we go. Oh, and he stopped. That Borsig stopped, but he took a shot. Oh, and that one failed. Oh, and I think he's going to go now. Yeah, the Borsig's going to take revenge. So there's 3 left on either team. The enemy is capping, but I think our guys have position. And I don't think that RU-251, the guy who was actually hit earlier in the game, is going to last very long in the cap area. No, he's gone. He's just been taken out by the Progetto 66. And so as we wait for the GW Tiger to put a round into that Borsig, let's hope he has a little more luck. Oh, and he failed as well. And it's the same guy who got both, so it means that he got a Pascucci's. Yes, sometimes it's easier to actually, when you're doing shotguns like that, is to put yourself in a position where the enemy has to poke at least a decent part of their vehicle around the corner so that they actually will get taken out. And here we're looking at the Progetto 66. who's now emptying his shells into the Borsig. And that's the guy who killed both Talon and the other Arty. But he went down. And now it's the 122 TM. And he finishes the game and takes the victory. And that's it. It's all over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a third-class tanker for talon1958 of OLIMP in the GW Tiger P. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8. He got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and that certainly helps because it means that he'll get extra on his credits. Or at least it would mean if he actually got a draw or win, loss rather. In fact, he got a win in this one. And his win rate for the game, 1,780, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. The highest damage in the game actually went to the 7032, 122 on the enemy team. Got a Confederate on 3,185, so he didn't get high enough to actually get 20% of the enemy hit pool. Second highest damage went to the Shrek on the enemy team, who actually picked up a tank sniper in 2,770. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the 122 TM on our team with 2,599 hit points, and he was the one who got the winning shot that won the game. When we see that Talon, he managed to get 1,711 hit points of damage. He did pick up a Confederate, and the AMX 1390 on our team was the one who actually killed both enemy Arty. He got 1,373 hit points, but he was obviously locating where the enemy Arty were and shutting them down. When it came to kills, we can see that, one thing I didn't mention, I should have mentioned out of that, was whereabouts he is with that 1,700. Well, he was beaten by 5 members of the enemy team and 4 members of his own team, so he's actually in 10th place when it came to damage. When it came to kills, though, we can see the high scorers were the 122 TM, the Progetto 66, the Shrek, the Standard B, and the Borsig. They all managed 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the Sharp Future 4 and the MX 1390. And I'm afraid no kills for Talon, but then again, he did get the Confederate. So you can't, if he'd actually got a kill, he probably actually would have disqualified himself from getting that Confederate. Yes, he would have actually. When it came to I'll go back to the details. When it came to base XP, he's a little higher up the table. In fact, actually, he's in 5th place when it comes to base XP because the 122 TM got 1,090 in 1st place, only player over 1,000. 971 went to the Progetto 66, 900 went to the Scorpion, and we can see here Talon with 696. He fired only 8 rounds, got 3 direct hits and 8 splashes. No penetrations at all. 1,711, all of it at more than 300 meters. 1 hit received, it was a penetrating shot, and it was the end of his tank. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, so if he had got a kill, yes, he would have lost out on the Confederate. 375 hit points, a stun assist off 8 stuns. He made a profit of 5,257 credits from the game, and 4,176 experience points as well, getting a 2,088 mission completion bonus. But I'm afraid he did not beat Angelina. It's the 3rd class bruiser and Confederate, and Angelina, 1st class bruiser and Confederate, which means that Angelina is the winner of this week's competition, and she's going to be enjoying, for the 2nd week running, a nice lay-in on Sunday. Yes, I'm sure she absolutely loves it. So let's hear it for the winner on this occasion. It's Angelina. And better luck next week to Talon. I'm sure that you will give it your best next time. If you enjoyed these replays, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.